cost so much? It's because it doesn't really matter. My face now is mine. I don't have to share it with anybody. And because the world is becoming a guild, like here, this summit, we are a guild. And we have to play the game. And of course, it's full of hype, and it's not true that all the cryptosphere or the NFT world is for crypto bros or crypto sisters. That's nonsense. That's absolutely nonsense. We can learn this. We have the tools, and basically, there are no experts in this. Please try to understand that it's full of strange hype and acronyms. If I'm FOMO, if I'm food, and I just say like, what were you talking about? I have to shut up. Thank you. Thank you. Lots of questions, please. Thank you.
The passion of Monica Jimenez. Thank you, Monica, for that. Did you hear her say she taught herself 5 years ago? So we're going to talk a little bit more about that. But we have with us virtually, oh, there she is, Patama Chantaruck. And she is going to bring it home for us. She's going to tie this in a nice bow and explain the moments of truth from the start of the internet. Now, just remember, people didn't believe the internet. And look at where we are. She's going to take us into today. Go right ahead. Thank you.
Thank you, Dr. Cindy. Sawadee ka. So I wish I can be there in person, but Monica and Maria have made my job easier. So a lot of you might, be wondering, so what is this all about? As Dr. Cindy mentioned, if you look at, the history, 3 decades ago, when, I would call it the future of the internet, right? So 3 decades ago, we actually using internet to search for information. So we call it Internet of Data. And then, 10 years after, the internet helping us connect people, you creating, a sense of connecting, a sense of communication and all that. So that's when, the Twitter happened, the Instagram, Facebook, LinkedIn. And then, 10 years after, you've seen the evolution of the internet when, the Internet of Things, or I call it IoT, when you start having, the wearable, things that you wear to get the information passing on. And now we're getting into 2020, where the internet has evolved. Part of it was when you start looking at what happened to us the last 2 years. You've seen, the virtual concert. If you remember, Travis Scott arranged a virtual concert that had 27.3 million people from around the world participating in the virtual event. So that's what we call the Internet of Place. That's where the metaverse comes in. And then when Monica talked about, the NFT, I'm talking about the Internet of Ownership there, where you start seeing, people looking at, the ownership and all of this coming together that I will talk about today will bring home together what metaverse, cryptocurrency, the NFT, and e-sport is all about. But I can't get you to those topics without mentioning the technology behind it. I want to make sure that you understand all of this result of the technology that called blockchain. So what is it? and the opportunity that blockchain can create for all of us in this room, it is important for us to understand, what it means for the blockchain, or even what we call the distributed ledger technology has helped us. So when we look at, the first thing, right? So what blockchain giving us is, the full end-to-end visibility of or I call it the one single source of truth. And then secondly, what you put in on top of this technology, you cannot delete them. And then thirdly, you're talking about the data that will be secure. Anything that was kept on this blockchain technology is secure. And then last but not least, when you're talking about blockchain, it gives us the smart contract, which is the decentralized and automated process that a lot of people, particularly in financial institute, is using. So now, what in it for cryptocurrency and NFT, right? Monica gave you a glimpse of the NFT. Believe it or not, a lot of people still purchasing and willing to spend money on both cryptocurrency and NFT. So let's talk about who's in it for this, particularly in crypto. So when you look at the value, the market value, particularly on NFT, so last year, NFT was about 14.2 billion. So, if you look at all the detail, it has grown significantly as the year gone by. So let's take a look, particularly on the cryptocurrency. Who's in it? And if you look at the age range by gender, you've seen in every age range, male invested in cryptocurrency than female. All right, so I give you a little bit of sense of should we get invested, or should we look into this technology in depth now? Yes, you have to. So part of it was because all the industry leaders are taking step forward. It's not just a hype. It's not just something that will go away. If you look at who's in it, I give you a sense of when cryptocurrency took place. You start seeing from the celebrity, the investor. I don't have to put the name next to the picture because you know who they are. From Elon Musk, from Mike Tyson, from Richard Branson, Mark Cuban, and Serena Williams. They're all into the cryptocurrency. And beyond that, when you're looking at all the celebrity, right? You have Ashton Kutcher, Gwyneth Paltrow, or even Snoop Dogg, who just put this music, right? And allow music to be purchased by cryptocurrency. So when you saw all this big name, you start seeing the industry leader like BMW start looking into leveraging metaverse, and they're bringing the e-sport into helping them gaining more sponsorship. So I'll get into more detail as Maria already shared with you, right? So with BMW, they had 31 factories around the world. And what they did was that they allow customer to start seeing, the production end to end as if you are in front of the manufacturing. They're bringing the e-sport, making sure that they tap into, the future BMW potential customer by using the sport or games in getting more sponsorship. not only on the manufacturing side, you start seeing financial institutions like HNBC bringing, the partnering with one esport, using, the game in getting more and more financial consultation into the new opportunity. You're seeing, JCB building a blockchain-based or business-to-business payment platform, allowing cryptocurrency being used. You saw Nike, you start seeing a lot on Coca-Cola, or even CryptoKick that Nike using in terms of getting all the NFT being patented. You see Campbell creating 100 of them and start auction off, and all of the revenue that generated from NFT auction going to feed, the America. You saw the brand fashion like Louis Vuitton, D&G start creating NFT. So all of this, give us a glimpse of why we should pay attention to today's session. So I start talking about, the NFT and cryptocurrency. So if I were to summarize, metaverse help connect people, places, things, both physical and virtual. A lot of people trying to get a sense of what it means, what the meaning of metaverse. Simple as that, connecting people, places, and things. So when I give you an example for Nike, right? And the other company that using this very well is SK2. All of us female know this brand, right? So SK2 start using digital influencer. Now this day, you have influencer helping you look into product, making some recommendation. But guess what? SK2 went above and beyond. They created the autonomous animated digital influencer. So when you're standing in front of the screen, they capture your skin tone and make a recommendation of what cream you should put on with, the skin type, what kind of lotion that you need. Same thing with Tsinghua. They created the world's first female AI news anchor. So when you start seeing all the breaking news, right, 24/7, sometimes you can't have a real person looking at that. But it is important that you start looking, getting technology in helping you, particularly screening what fake news or what real news is. So Xinhua, the Chinese company start creating that. So this is the opportunity that Metaverse creating. And also, if you start looking at, the decentralized digital currency. So you start seeing, Shopify, the PrestaShop, or even